my friends, to a podcast that's been described as
emotional
and
terrifying.
One guy even said it was
So awesome it will shock you to the core.
finally another podcast about Godzilla and all his giant monster friends.
This could be the end of civilization.
Yeah, probably. So join your hosts, Cass and Slick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're listening to the podcast from Odo Island. Welcome to the podcast from Odo Island. Follow us on Twitter at Odo Island Pod. I'm Kess. With me, as always, is a man I didn't come up with an intro for. Slick, how you doing?
Oh, good. Well, you weren't on the Battle Light episode. I was going to, let me think really quick. I was going to say, as I was doing the intro and roles were reversed a little bit.
Right.
I was going to say, well, my name is Slick, and here with me is the top-rated item when you search for video game music on Wish.com. Yes. But you were off scouting a new talent for the OIWF during that episode. So
Yeah, I was detained.
you were in the indies. You were checking out what the indie figure producers were putting out for the OIWF.
Right.
So.
I was scouting. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't there. It's the only episode I've been on.
No, it's all right. No, now I get to take one off.
Yeah.
Should have taken this one off. Just kidding. Just kidding. JK.
Kind of. So yeah, speaking of your joke there, we watched Rebirth of Mothra II, which is, if you can read English, you've deduced from the title of this episode.
Yes. And I think by the sound of your White Claw cracking to kick this one off, we needed a lot of those to get through this one.
This episode is not sponsored by LeGarrette Blount this time, but
No, Brandon Bolden.
Brandon Bolden, sorry. I heard an interview with LeGarrette Blount today. Brandon Bolden. This interview is sponsored by LeGarrette Blount actually, this time. So we are, the claws are flowing.
Yeah. Maybe we can touch on it a little bit. There was a little bit of news this week. Oh, actually, also, I was going to say, you can call me Mr. 442. Do you know what that is? That is my official rank right now, Godzilla Battle Line. I am the 442nd best player in Godzilla Battle Line as of this recording.
Congratulations.
And I thank you. Normally, I'm hovering around the 1200 range.
As a man who had I think I was 52nd or something in WWE 2K14 for beating The Undertaker.
It's an accomplishment.
It's I understand where you're coming from,
Yeah,
because
it's an accomplishment.
you watch your rank keep going, going from 50,000, 60,000, somewhere in there, to all of a sudden you're in the top 1,000.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're in the top 100. It's and these are worldwide players too.
Right.
And all you're doing is just taking the steps, just with Batista just beating the bag out of Undertaker with the steps, and that's it. It's pretty cool.
Well, the best of my current Battle Line ranking is that when I was leaving my house prior to us watching Rebirth of Mothra before doing this, I was 488, and I just checked really quick before we hit record, and I'm 442 now. I obviously have not been playing that game in your presence for the past 2 hours. So that means the people in front of me have been on losing streaks and falling further down the rankings.
Sucks to be them.
So I might need to strike while the iron's hot tonight. May have to put a couple more hours in tonight.
You're reaping all the benefits of the loserdom. I did install it on my phone. I just haven't gotten around to playing it.
One day.
I'm not a phone gamer though, so it's hard for me to change my ways.
I understand.
I'm usually busy doing other things, and when I do play video games, I want it to be a console game,
Yeah.
Something I can really sink my teeth into.
I get that. No, I hear that.
Like Commander Keen or something like that,
Or Laser Shoot Larry or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe before we talk about Rebirth of Mothra, we can do the Super 7 figure news.
Yeah.
There's been a series of reveals. And so I think we were kind of talking off mic. I think there's an Ultimates line coming, which hasn't been revealed yet. Although I was saying to you that I think the NECA Godzilla, I don't know, did you see, they didn't actually show an actual figure or anything. They showed kind of this NECA Godzilla mock-up, and they called it the cyborg monster or something. I feel like that's probably going to be the ultimate line. That's going to be $85.
Okay.
But the more noteworthy thing is they announced a 6-figure reaction line.
And one of them is just
so
out of nowhere. I was looking at that and I was just being 57, huh?
Right.
Being just me, my ignorant ass, picking it up, just immediately just going like, there was no Godzilla movie in 57. What is this garbage?
Right.
And then
Right.
no more than 5 seconds later, you chiming in going like, oh!
Yeah. So, all right. So there's G54. The 57 we'll come back to. There's a Mothra, Rodan. There's Jet Jaguar.
Yes.
And then I'm missing one. There's one other.
Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla, thank you. And so, yeah. So if the 57 is accurate, and it's a little hard to tell because like they just,
No, it's definitely 57.
Yeah,
It's definitely that.
because it could be like really wonky like 1962 artwork, but I think it's definitely,
It's close, but it's not.
yeah, I don't think it is. I think the idea that it is the lost volcano monsters
Right.
suit, which was being produced in 1957, is
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah. No, I've seen the pictures. When you showed the pictures side by side, I was like, no, that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
it's spot on.
yeah, so that's really cool because like I've seen some people talk about this on Twitter, and there was like some talk like, has there ever been like a volcano monsters figure? And I don't think there ever has. This will be the first.
I feel like I got into Godzilla like right at the right time.
Oh,
Like-
from a merchandise standpoint,
Yes.
totally.
Because like you got like the Gorosaurus figures coming out now, and like there's 2 really good ones after just like such a long lull. Now you get the volcano monsters figure, like this mythical suit that was never actually used.
Yeah, yeah. We're like
Do you know what this means? Playmates Orga confirmed.
I wonder if like they'll then release like an Anguirus Fire Monsters figure to go with it, because that'd be pretty sweet. Because Anguirus got a suit too
Yes.
that's also been lost.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less pictures of that one, so there's a lot less to work with. But yeah, like I mean, like, so like when Final Wars came out, you had that super long drought. Like even like merchandise wise, like whatever, Bandai was always kind of putting stuff out here and there, but not at the clip they're putting out now. And then like that drought between Final Wars and the 2014 Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
oof, that was like how in Doctor Who they talk about the wilderness years for like Doctor Who fans, like in between like, you know, the 80s television series, the Doctor Who TV movie, and then the reboot in like 2009 or whatever it was. Like, yeah, we had like our version of that. Like that was like, that sucked.
Yeah, it was 9 years of not a lot of going on, and you know, Godzilla's kind of out of the hearts and minds of a lot of people.
Yeah. That, I mean, regardless of like what we think of 2014, like that was like a big hit, and then like the casual public liked it a lot, and like the 1-2 punch of that and then Shin Godzilla, like that's it. Godzilla's back in the mainstream
Right,
now.
yeah.
And now with like GVK being a big hit. And,
I don't hate 2014 at all. Like I
yeah, you know, I like it more
didn't
than
hit,
you.
It
but
didn't
like,
hit the stride that I would have liked it to.
Yeah, I mean, well, I like it more than you, but
Yeah.
but even still, like I don't know, the whole MonsterVerse as a whole is like, I like it. I don't love it.
I think you like 2014 more than me, but I like King of the Monsters and GVK more than you.
You definitely like GVK more than me. I think we probably like King of the Monsters probably about the same. I think. But,
I don't know. I just watched it the other night and I was just like, this movie's fucking.
yeah, every time I
Awesome.
watch it, I go like, oh yeah, this is always like a lot better than I remember it being. But I mean, I like the MonsterVerse, but either way, like that combination of the MonsterVerse and like Shin Godzilla was just like, just all that stuff being hits to a different
Yes.
degree. I guess King of the Monsters wasn't really a hit, but all that stuff being
It
hits.
was. I think King of the Monsters was. It's the
It
only thing.
underperformed.
It
though.
underperformed. I was
Yeah.
gonna say it underperformed like what projections were, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it wasn't like.
Yeah, it still made
Awesome.
money.
Yeah.
Still made money. It was still, I mean, Kong Skull Island was overperformed,
Yeah.
and just the MonsterVerse as a whole, like just doing well, and you know, and I just go like, yeah, and I was getting like crushed with, like merchandise. We had the NECA line at the time.
Mm.
You know, now it seems like there's another toy line. I saw this like earlier, but I forget what the name of the company is. But like, it's like Haya Toys or something like that.
I saw that too.
And like they put out a tweet going like, yeah, we have the Godzilla license now, and they're
They're
said
doing
something like,
MonsterVerse stuff.
and they said like it's going to be articulate but like affordable price point. They
Yes.
basically said we're going to basically do
They're doing legendary Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla.
yeah. See, all this shit's like good, very
Sign
good,
me right up.
very good. The more of the stuff we get all these new Playmates figures on the horizon. We got all this Super 7 stuff on the horizon. You know, we got another company making this stuff. I don't even care too much about Funko Pops, but like, you know, if you keep churning them out, that just means like it's more in
If
the
I
public.
see a Godzilla Funko Pop at a store, I'm probably gonna get it.
Yeah. And like, not a thing I care a lot about, but again, if it's all out there in the public, it just means, the more Godzilla that's out there and the more different Godzilla that's out there, the more just the more awareness, the more brand awareness, we all win.
Yeah.
We all win. So
I agree.
you want to have this weird ass Apple Plus TV series? Great. We all win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign up for that.
So, did we talk about this the last episode? I think I said you don't have to buy a year-long plan. You can just do $5 a month, and I go, I'm all right with that. That's fine.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do.
Yeah, I view it as it's like another subscription service that I have, like the 30 other that I currently have. So
I don't have that many. I have a few.
But yeah. So anyway, back to the original point. We're gonna get a Volcano Monsters figure.
Yeah,
probably.
And obviously,
the Mezco stuff too.
I was gonna say there was Mezco with the Hedera.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that as fast as I could. I got an alert today that I didn't even realize it was an Ultraman and Red King set, and I had pre-ordered that, but that's out now. That's shipping to me right now.
Excellent.
So, but yeah, all that Mezco shit is coming out this year, and that stuff all looks great.
Their Destroy All Monsters set just looked top notch. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't get either of them, unfortunately, but they're still available. I mean, I think
that's gonna be one of those things. I bet when you come to my house and you see it all set up, you will end up buying it, at least half that set that night.
Well, that's the thing. It's not unaffordable. You just have to buy them as sets. So it's like $80 per set, so it's $160 total. But when you break it down, it's like $20 a figure. So it's really not that bad at all. You just have to buy them all at once.
Right. And you get a bunch of accessories, and you get interchangeable heads for almost all of them. Mm-hmm. So,
and the King Ghidorah looks really good.
Yeah. So there's that. There's also the Mothra and the Shobijin set too that I always forget that I pre-ordered. That's also going to come out later at some point.
Yes, that was really cool. I didn't get that one.
They come in the little I guess we'll call it the carrying case that they were in.
It does, yeah.
In the original Mothra movie. So
right. And really good presentation. I have nothing bad to say about those sets. Just don't be thrown off by the price. it's $80, but but you're getting 4 figures.
Yeah, and I bet they're Mezco's not a huge company. I bet they're very limited runs and stuff. Not limited as in there's only 500, then they're gone. But I bet they're not producing they must be. I bet they're producing 5,000 sets at a time or something like that. So
yeah,
for what looks like pretty intricate looking figures. So
from what I've seen, I think you could still get them.
Yes, yeah, they're still taking pre-orders on everything. So they're still out there.
So if you I should get on that, but just incredibly lazy and cheap. But yeah. So any other toy news you want to talk about?
No, I think that was it.
All right. So let's dive into it. Rebirth of Mothra II. I just have a 2-word review. Shit sandwich.
Oh, they can't print that. They can't print that. So yeah, normally this is where I do the whole setting the table thing, and now I will admittedly say, here's what I did for research for this. I did a couple Google searches, and I have a lot of the information that I have in here that I share in here either comes from older G-Fan magazines, or I have some really good detailed Godzilla books that give deep dives and behind the scenes stuff for all these movies that doesn't always make it to the internet. I struggled to find anything on this movie. I think it was literally just well, the first one made money, so all right, let's make another. Let's go. And I can tell you it made $7 million at the box office, which is 1997. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for the Japanese market at the time. For actually, I think even now. I mean, I feel most of the Godzilla movies were always hovering in the 90s. Were always hovering right around 10 to 13, $14 million off the top of my head. Don't get pissy if I'm wrong. But yeah. But one thing that I thought was interesting. Wait, what's the monster's name in this movie?
Well, it had 2 names. The name in print and then the name they were saying. It was Daraga, I forget.
I almost said Dragula. The Rob Zombie.
Dragula!
I want to get it right. And I also think the pronunciation versus the translation was Dagara.
Dagara, yeah.
Yeah, they were saying Delgala. I think was what they were saying in the in the dub. But I think that's actually like
My joke was close enough.
yeah. I think that erroneous, or I shouldn't even say that, but I just think like that's from probably like just the way it's probably written in Japanese and probably
Right.
how it translates. Like
Yes.
it's one was a little bit more literal than the other. So,
Right.
yeah, so I thought this was the only thing that I found that was interesting around this movie is that in the novel Godzilla Monster Apocalypse, which is one of the prequel movies, the Godzilla anime trilogy, Dagara appears in that with and he's off the shores of Australia, and he is responsible for essentially humanity losing Australia during this long monster war with Godzilla and the other monsters prior to the anime series. So basically, like the Barum that whatever weird toxic pollution stuff that he was giving off, essentially in the Godzilla anime novel, it essentially creates like a giant famine and plague. And basically, he's just like polluted the waters off of Australia and like basically wipes out the population of Australia, either through a combination of his own attack on Australia or like that basically like that red tide that he kind of creates. But like in that book, they say that like basically if you attack him, he bleeds like this like toxin, and so like they can't really attack him. And like it sounds like the rest of the world just forgets Australia exists and just let Dagara like kind of ravage it. And they do eventually kill him. But one thing that was interesting when he's first encountered, they give like some like longitude and latitude points as to where he first appears. And I'm gonna not say this correctly. Maybe you could correct me on this. But the longitude and latitude that he's first discovered in is the same longitude and latitude H.P. Lovecraft used in the Call of Cthulhu to mark where Cthulhu was held prisoner in Ryleth? I don't know how it's actually said. The city of Ryleth.
Okay.
I don't know how that's correctly said. I've always read it. I've never heard it said. So
All
there
right.
you go.
So
That's what I got. I tried to come up with something.
they were deep into the occult when they wrote that then.
I think those like anime trilogy prequel novels are like, I have one. I have not started to read it yet, but when I've gathered, they're like pretty wild.
Yeah.
So there you go. I tried to come up with something.
No, I think you did a good job
All right.
considering that like there wasn't much available to you. And like if anyone would know something about this movie and the making of it, it's you. So yeah, let's dive into the movie now itself. Like,
Yeah. And for the record, this is for both of us. Tonight was the first time either of us had seen this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So both going in pretty raw. We watched Rebirth of Mothra 2 weeks ago, and I didn't hate it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I was like, if I was like a 10-year-old kid, I'd probably enjoy this.
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
This movie, not so much. I
This is
really
not-
didn't think like young me would get into this. I think this is a movie I'd probably watch once, just be kind of like,
This is not Empire Strikes Back in this
no,
trilogy.
yeah,
No.
definitely not. What's a worse sequel? This is like Lawnmower Man 2.
Is that part of a Lawnmower Man trilogy?
There's 2 Lawnmower Mans.
Okay, so
I saw Lawnmower Man 2 is one of the few movies I ever thought about walking out of. I've never walked out of a movie, but Lawnmower Man 2 is one of them. If I weren't watching this at my house, I probably would have walked out on it.
I have walked out of Wild Wild West. This was like, so I kind of said to you as we were watching it, I was like, oh, this actually makes me appreciate the first movie
Right.
a lot more. Cause like I was like, this movie like focuses around like 3 really annoying kids. Well, I guess the girl was fine, but like these other like 2 like,
But like the attacker.
oh
You
yeah,
know?
that's right. The two boys are
Yeah,
shitty.
the 2 boys attack this girl. Like I'm like, fuck you, you fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't like you already. And then like the adults attack her too. Like,
right.
They're all dirtbags. So you could really only like the poor little girl who's just kind of badass and just like not taking their shit,
Yeah. But I don't feel like anybody in this movie is a good actor. Like,
kids, you can't expect it, but like, yeah.
but they seemed particularly bad for even child actors. Like, but like,
I think part of it might have been we watched the English version and they were pretty annoying.
yeah, the dub is not very good.
Yeah.
This is like peak like 90s like kind of
Right.
shitty dubs. But but like, so Belvera and Lorna and Mora, they all return from like the last movie. And like, we were talking about this, like, all right, so in the first movie, Belvera very clearly is able to put people like into like mind control and stuff like that. And I think we spent most of the movie assuming that like the two adult like Beavis and Butthead style villains like were being mind controlled, but it turns out like I don't think they actually were. I think they were just assholes.
I think they were mind controlled because, like, after she met up with them in the woods, like they were going after the thing, the Gorgo, not Gorgo like the monster, but Gorgo like
Gorgo
the
Furby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she did mind control him, and then she, spoiler alert, she does kind of like a tweener babyface turn towards the end of this.
Yeah.
So I think after she did that, that's when they stopped being dickheads.
Yeah, so there was like no like, oh my god, what have we been doing for the past hour or anything?
There was none of that.
There's no like we're just assuming this.
There's no apology.
Wasn't there? Well, there was a fake apology.
Right. There was a dusty finish.
Yes. He fake apologizes to one of the kids, then instantly puts the kid back in a chokehold. There's a lot of like abuse towards children.
Yes.
Throughout this movie. It's very, very strange.
And but there is sort of the moment where he comes to we thought he was dead, and then he comes out and is like, nope, I'm alive, and he Keith Lee's the kid across the pit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's like, you think he's dead. Like, you think he dies like 3 or 4 times in this movie.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I wanted most of the human cast to die in this movie. I was like longing for like that dysfunctional family of the first movie.
Is this the most unlikable human cast?
Yeah, because I just liked
so
everybody
far?
except for the girl.
Yeah.
The girl, and you know, it's not that like I liked her, I just didn't dislike her.
Right. No, exactly. And like I just felt bad for her more than anything. Like, I kind of wanted to like to smack those kids for like, you know, roughing her up at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, like yeah,
straight,
everyone is like not good. And like Belvera is more likable in this movie than the rest of them. But like, I don't know what the fuck happens in this movie. So like, it's like Dagger's conveniently appears. You know, he's polluting the waters, and then meanwhile at the same time, this Furby Gorgo thing also appears, and like, you know, whatever, they try to get it back to its temple. It raises the temple. Very loose, like very quickly, they kind of connect that Dagara and the temple and the civilization of that temple are related. You know,
the temple, by the way, is like under like 8 feet of water.
Yeah,
like,
that nobody noticed.
Very, very visible.
Yeah, nobody noticed it, and like, and Belvera like wants to get into the temple to get like the treasure that's in the temple, which like apparently, as we joked, the treasure is the friends you made along the way. Like, I don't know what the actual treasure was supposed to be. Something about performing miracles, but I don't know what these miracles are supposed to be.
It was the Snoke. It was the Gozer Snoke thing that was going on inside there.
Oh yeah, so like they refer to like, so yeah, they find
it was
this,
the
like,
princess.
They find this giant princess who they first say, "Oh yeah, Your Highness," implying that she's the queen of the Elias people. But then, like,
well, no, she's the queen of the NECA.
Right? Yeah.
Or princess.
Well, I felt like it was like unclear that it's like they're just referring to her as the highness of this civilization, not the Elias people.
It was, yeah. I didn't get the vibe. It was the Elias people. I thought it was the vibe of the ancient people who were lost to global warming.
Right. And there's also a throwaway line that like they are part of the Mu Kingdom, and the Mu Kingdom, I says, reference to like the movie Atragon,
right?
Like, which, you know, was a not a benevolent group of people, like as this movie has them portrayed. It was, I don't know, all very strange. Everything is just kind of conveniently happening on some random Tuesday. Some random Tuesday. All these things decide to happen in one day. Like, it's not like Belvera calls Dagara.
For you, is the world your life changed forever? For me, it was Tuesday.
There's your 90s Street Fighter movie reference right there. So
R.I.P. Raul Julia.
Yep. Just, I don't know. Nothing was like, I remember like when we were watching this, we were like Belvera's like, oh, I'm after like the treasure. And I was like, and I said to you, I said, what's like the treasure? And then it's like almost like on cue, she like literally turns to the camera and goes, the treasure can perform miracles.
Yeah, there was a lot of
we're going to introduce the thing, and then we'll just give you some convenient exposition for no reason.
I was going to say there was a lot of convenient exposition, which is fine. You know, that's what you need to explain situations. So you need clunky exposition sometimes, and this movie has it. So I won't fault the movie for that.
Yeah.
I'll leave CinemaSins to handle the exposition and really make people very upset.
Yeah, I'm also in the camp that does not enjoy CinemaSins.
That's fine.
But
I just want you to know that, like, if you get like overly upset about it, I'm going to make fun of you.
yeah, well, I don't care that passionately about CinemaSins. But
Neither do I. I'm not subscribed. I haven't watched a CinemaSins video in years.
But yeah, it's like I feel like the last movie did not have like any of these problems that this movie
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That was like shocking to me. Like
it was just one of those things where you could tell, like, these movies were all made year after year after year,
right,
in sequence.
Right.
So, and they're all kids' movies, and this movie was just one of those things where they probably rushed it out, and it just wasn't any good.
Yeah, it's like I said, all the characters were a lot more likable in the last movie. Like that dysfunctional family was like, you know, kind of enjoyed spending time with them, and
like the dad drinking a beer in like the kid's bedroom. And then climbing down from like the loft where he wasn't sleeping with his wife. You know, it was just so much like little stuff that you pick up on.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine how many beers that dude would have cracked her in this movie. But you know, it was that. I thought Des Ghidorah was a much cooler villain than Dagara. Like I said to you, or we were talking about this. Like at one point, it was like up until that point where Dagara sprays Mothra with like his weird toxin, like chickenpox shit. Like Mothra is like in no threat whatsoever, like for the most part during this movie.
Yeah,
like Mothra's just handling the fight pretty.
And really, the only time Mothra was really in any danger at all was when she was just kind of, or he, I guess it's a male Mothra.
Yeah, this is Mothra Leo's is a male
dude
Mothra.
Just kind of sitting on top of the pyramid, just like not really doing anything, just like taking the shots from Dagala. And I mentioned to you, I thought Dagala was Sea Space Godzilla.
Yeah, actually, after you said that, I was like, oh yeah, he does kind of have like that look going on.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I thought Dagala overall, like the design was cool, but like whatever. And Mothra looks cool, same design as previously starts off as, and then it kind of switches to the blue Mothra Leo of the bandit figure that
Aqua Mothra just goes, yep, I can become a fish now.
Yeah, and then it switches over to it morphs. It has like it goes from Mothra to like underwater Mothra, basically.
Yeah, this is Power Rangers Mothra.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely Power Rangers Mothra. And a lot of the fighting stuff happened underneath the water, so it was just kind of like you get a shot of Mothra shooting something, and then you get a shot of Dagala shooting something. And that's all you really get. It's like no real consequences.
Yeah, well, we did get what like killed me when we were watching it. Mothra Leo breaking into a bunch of little Mothra Leos,
and
flying into Dagara's mouth, and like basically fighting in the toxins. In like
use the Force, Luke.
Yeah, it was like it felt like we're doing the Death Star 2 run.
Trust your instincts.
Mixed with like a Star Fox level. It was like,
we've got lots of torpedoes.
Yeah, it was the submarine level from Star Fox 64. Is exactly what it was. And I was like, this is hilarious.
You're starting to be more like your father.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what it was. I was waiting for like Star Wolf to come out and like attack. But yeah.
Uncle Andros. Yeah. Same vibes, yeah. It was just, and it was all done with like that like 90s CG, like the PBS CG that
right.
You know, it wasn't really that great.
Right. I won't hold that against it.
No, I don't hold it against it either. I'm just explaining.
It is jarring though. Yeah. It is like it does not. Yeah, CG from the 90s does not age well.
But that's, you know, nothing you can do about it now.
No. But yeah, it's just yeah, even the kaiju stuff is like pretty underwhelming all around. And it was like, it was kind of like almost like the last movie too, where it's like you get a lot of it like in a row. It's like once like Mothra and Dagara like meet on screen, like they basically never leave.
But that's the problem. You're kind of in like that temple, that pyramid area for like probably like over an hour, I want to say, in this movie. Yeah. And you're just kind of there like the entire time.
I don't know why. So now we have watched two movies of this trilogy, and both these movies, like this was like an hour and 50 minutes, and I think the first one was like an hour and 40-ish minutes. I was
Yeah.
like, why are these movies so long? Like,
There's really not like they could have cut so much out of this.
there's like, our
Like
kids,
there's a lot when like the kids are running around and it's like they're not really doing anything. And then there's like the Indiana Jones Last Crusade thing where it's like the leap of faith,
yeah. And like,
follow the virtuous path.
I
you know?
imagine like, and like not enough stuff happens, I would imagine, to keep kids interested.
That's
I
what
would think.
that's
like,
what I was thinking too. Like, as like a kid, I was watching the Rebirth of Mothra 1, and I was like, as a kid, I was like, I could probably see myself enjoying this.
yeah.
But this one, I was just like, no way, I would not like this.
Yeah.
I wasn't that much of a dork.
Yeah. This one was like, it's like, well, you just have so much in the beginning where like nothing really happens. And you get like the only like action piece in the beginning is like a very long Belvira and Mothra Ferry like air battle, or you called it like Return of the Jedi, where they're on like the speeders in Endor.
Right.
And but even that, like, that goes for like eternity again.
It went on for way too long, and then like the kid does like the quarter-mile dive.
Yeah, to get out of like the forest into the and like, I don't know, like Gorgo is like this like weird Furby thing that like
Yeah.
you're supposed to feel attached to, but there's like very little development to like, and very little personality to Gorgo. Most of the time it just kind of sits there and like doesn't really do anything. You're just like, oh
It's like you're definitely going for that Gremlins vibe.
yeah.
But
it has no personality.
yeah.
And like, nothing's really, I don't know. It was all a mess. It was all just a mess.
So I don't really have too much more to say about it. Like, I don't know, first time watching it, it's probably one of the worst movies I've had to watch for this podcast.
Yeah. I like I said, I've also not seen the third part of this trilogy.
Me
But
neither.
I hear it's significantly better.
Good.
And so I am excited to put this one behind us
Yeah.
and get on to that. So
So let's rank it. I don't have much more to say about this, do you?
no.
All right. 1 through 5. 1's a jobber. 5's a main eventer. You mid cards.
We could give you all the rings in the middle, but they won't matter today.
It doesn't matter because
So,
I think we're both going the same spot here. It's a 1.
yeah.
This
same.
is definitely one of those movies where, like, in the pantheon of kaiju movies, this ranks among the worst I've watched.
Yeah.
If not the worst.
I
can't think of too many
The
that's-
worst for me. I'm trying to think what else I've given a 1 to. Oh, like Peter Jackson's Kong and Godzilla
Yeah.
98. You know what? Those are movies that. Well, I won't even include Peter Jackson's Kong in this, but I've always said Godzilla 98. I feel like it was a movie made by people who don't give a shit and came from a place of anger. This movie does not have that.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So I will say this is better than that.
yes.
But it's still. There's nothing about this that I found like particularly offensive to my senses. It's just
Right.
not good.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I think talented people worked in this movie for sure, and like put a lot of like effort in. This wasn't like a bad movie in terms of like what you said. Like
Yeah.
Godzilla 98 was a bad movie.
There's a lot of
because
mean-spirited
Right.
intentions behind Godzilla.
None of that here. It's a kids movie. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just like Puff. Nothing bad really happens. There's no real stakes. It's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's a 1.
Yeah. I think, and like I said, I don't think we're alone in this opinion. I think that's kind of the universal opinion that this is not a very good movie.
Yeah, you
the-
can't always
the trilogy.
trust critics and stuff, and like people whose opinions are like one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like so many people hate GVK, and I'm just kind of like, I love it. I don't care. Like I don't care what anyone else says. I think it's an awesome movie. But this one, like, they're definitely right.
Yeah.
They weren't joking.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how much longer the GVK wars will go on for.
Oh, for eternity. It's just, and I get it too. Like people.
We live in a different age where it's like everyone just gets to throw their opinion out on social media whenever they just feel like it. So like,
and I enjoy it too because I'll do it too. And mine's nothing but positive.
yeah. I always go, God, what would it be like if Godzilla versus Gigan came out like tomorrow? Like in 2022, like it's just what would the world be like? I couldn't even imagine. Like, I don't know. It's just y'all gotta relax.
I there's no future for
Not
so
you, not you,
profess
not
your
you
pain.
directly. So,
No. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm taking the other route where it's like, no, like voice your opinion. Like who cares? Everything's it's all 2-bit opinions from everybody. So
Yeah.
voice it. If you don't like it, just say I don't like it.
I'm just so middle of the road with GVK that it's like, I mean, I like it, you know. I just go, yeah, it's good, it's great, fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun movie.
It's a fun dumb movie.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why this is like.
But if you don't like it,
I don't know why there's a linchpin for controversy in the world, but it's
It's just people don't like fun fights.
I'm glad there's a new Jurassic Park trailer out or whatever they're called now, because that really seems to be the focus of a lot of people. Is just really getting worked up over Jurassic Park.
They're really getting worked up over the dinosaur types.
I keep saying Jurassic Park. I don't even know Jurassic World, whatever the hell the series is called now. I haven't seen one of those movies in years, but
I understand. Well, they're bringing back the original cast to team up with the new cast to fight the new dinosaurs that have taken over the world.
Well, that sounds like very typical to what we do these days.
Yeah.
You have some sequels where you bring back the original cast. You know how Rise of Skywalker and Ghostbusters. So that's cool. I mean, you know,
it looks good in my opinion. I thought the trailer looked interesting, and I didn't like the last Jurassic Park movie that came out. I liked the Jurassic World, the first, like 4, whatever it is, like that reboot. I thought that was decent, and 5 I thought was pretty bad.
I like literally have not seen like any of these movies, so
yeah,
it's
I mean, 1 is a timeless classic.
I mean, I see. Yeah. I mean, 1 and 2. I've seen like the ones that came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
I've seen all that. I've not.
1
seen
is
any,
one of those movies where like I really can't think of too much that was like wrong with it that I would fix. It's almost like a perfect movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes.
But like everything else is, I don't know. I'm not too big on the rest of the Jurassic Park movies. 2 is okay. 3 I thought was
3 was not good. 3 was where I tapped out.
4 was good. 5 was meh. I think 5 and 3 are pretty similar in my opinion.
So this is now going to be the 6th one?
This will be 6, yeah.
This will be the 6th one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's only a handful I've actually not seen then. So.
Yeah, I think you could probably skip 5. 4 was worth watching though.
I'm probably going to continue skipping them all, but
4 is good. Like they gave the Indominus Rex some good personality. Like it's basically like a T-Rex raptor is the best way to describe it.
I think I'm going to go with the advice that Fuel gave us. I'm going to leave the memories alone.
Don't change a thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to just have the first one just so ingrained in my mind and just live in that headspace.
Sure.
You know.
I think 4 Jurassic World is worth the watch though.
Okay. Maybe if like on a plane and it
yes,
comes up.
exactly.
That's probably like when I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, there's our movie talk.
So yeah, Rebirth of Mothra II was the shits.
But we're looking forward to the third one. We're optimistic.
Yeah, can't get much worse.
I like how we didn't even like put the disclaimer like with Godzilla versus X Mega Gears. We're like, yo, we think this movie sucks, and like, but like, you know, if you like it, like, you know, we're just kind of like,
sure. If you do like this movie, then,
I legitimately do not know if this movie has any defenders. So I actually didn't even feel like the need to put the disclaimer out, going like, yeah, listen, if you love this movie, like, you know, we're just two people kind of having some fun. But I legitimately do not think there were any defenders of this movie.
No, legit too. If you do like this movie, then by all means don't listen to us. Like it's just our opinions, so it's not like, you know, I don't want to sway anyone to like hate something or like something. I'm just giving my opinion. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying I bet they're not out there.
I can't see them existing, but if they do exist, you know, I'm sorry if we offended you. Obviously, we're not trying to. It's just we're talking about a movie here. It's not you personally, so keep liking it, keep enjoying it. But you know, I think for the majority of the people if you've never seen it, you can skip this one.
Yeah, you can listen to this podcast instead of watching it, and then move on to the third movie.
Right, and hopefully that's better because
it's good. It also it's got King Gider in it.
Yeah,
it's got to be
my boy.
It's got to be better.
Speaking of King Gider, there was some controversy surrounding King Gider in the Twitter sphere this past couple weeks. I don't know if you heard it.
What was it?
Someone was talking about Gider having like the yellow scales or the gold scales being like.
Oh, I saw that. Some like crazy person wrote some crazy stuff looking at.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever.
There was some controversy.
That was stupid.
It was very stupid.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I think. What did they say? It was something like the golden scale is supposed to like represent like blonde hair.
Blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much like
Because
There's
the
just
colors are similar. That's it. That's your analysis.
I mean, there's just so much
Big brain.
there's just so much documented history about the making of King Ghidorah and like
And none of this applies.
yeah, and that's none of it. I mean, in fact, King Ghidorah was like rainbow colored up until like the last minute.
Right.
But also like no, but all of it like golden dragon, all that stuff. Like none of that applies to yeah. I don't
It
know.
was literally just someone being like, gold scales,
Yeah,
blonde hair, same color.
Yeah,
like
just-
it's basically the beginning and end of the analysis.
yeah. I don't know like what the context was of that. I saw a lot of people retweeting it, and I was like, this is just stupid.
It is very stupid.
So,
But you know,
that's my thoughts on that. That was stupid.
me too. Killed a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Padded the episode.
Fantastic.
We'll be right back. Hey, you got any figs?
I did. Did you?
I did.
Oh, who wants to go first?
I went first last time, so you go first this time.
Okay. Yeah, I again, typical story, got some stuff in the mail, but got one item this week, which just arrived just the other day, which actually delayed my OIWF plans, but we'll discuss that in the next segment. But I have been on this kick of wanting bootleg Imperial Godzilla figures, and I got this it's a fairly well-known Mexican bootleg for the Imperial Godzilla design. It's a little odd. I didn't realize that it's like, I don't know if this is the actual height, but it's about like 8 inches tall, which makes it taller than the smaller Imperial Godzilla, but obviously shorter than like the foot tall one. And it's got this like wild green paint color, kind of like a forest green, but it's also got these like very pronounced like eyebrows just drawn on it. Not molded, just painted on. Just these like big eyebrows. And it's got a like a little Rudolph red nose.
He does have a red nose.
Yeah. It does not have the Imperial Godzilla figure is pretty infamous for having like kind of like the blood red
Lipstick.
Yeah. This does not have that. But you get some sweet giant eyebrows though. And so yeah, I've got a handful of Imperial Godzilla bootlegs, and I've decided I want to get some more Imperial Godzilla bootlegs.
There you go.
And I was happy to get this one. This is it's an eye catcher. It's really like it's if you see it, you go like that sticks out. That's a little
To catch her in the eye.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, you can't. You won't find that one in a few libraries and around here.
JD Slickinger.
Oh, I see what you did there too. Very good, very good. So that's
I am the worst.
but that's what I got, and I was doesn't sound like much, but actually it's something I've been trying to get for a while at a
Cool.
good price. So
I'll buy it at a good price.
nice, and that's what I did.
Cool. I was out in the boot last weekend, and I went to places I don't normally go to. Some I normally go to.
You turn down some alleys that you don't normally turn.
Right, exactly. And but I got later in the evening, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do my thing. And so I went to my place that I go and acquire things at, and
Target.
Well, no, not Target.
Was it Walmart? Did you got this?
Oh no,
Or are
it
you
wasn't a
setting it-
Walmart. It was a Target where I got it. but
Oh, okay.
I was saying I went to a place that was in an area where there's a Walmart and a Target close by. So stopped off at Walmart first, and I was like, oh boy, this is a desert. It was an hour before they closed, and there was a lot of people buying food there, like a very long line of people with groceries.
Wasn't this actually right before we got a blizzard though?
No, this was after.
Oh, okay. Either way, I do recall you said a message in a group chat. And I remember going, "Oh, that's a late night figure hunt right there."
It was a late night figure hunt, yeah, but I was doing other things, which kind of it was not like something I intended to do, but it was just something I was in
Sure.
the area and just was like,
Sure, yep.
I'll swing by here because I'm never in the area to do it.
Sure, yeah.
And because I hate going to this particular Walmart because it's on a road that I despise.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's on Route 1.
Yeah.
And going there, just a barren wasteland, nothing in there. Like even I correct myself. There were a lot of John Cena, Fast and Furious, WWE Mattel figures.
Yeah.
A lot, like probably 20.
And there they
And
will remain.
literally nothing else.
I bet if you went back, there's 19 still there, I bet.
Probably because they were stacked up on the. I was looking for a Piper one of those.
Yeah.
Because
But they live one, yeah.
If they had a Rock Scorpion King one, I probably would have bought one. But wasn't intending to. But if it was there, I probably would have picked it up just for the walls. But nope, it was all Cena Fast and Furious figures. It's just John Cena like wearing a blue shirt and black pants, like the dullest figure you could possibly imagine. So I was like, all right, I'm out of here. Nothing fun here. And I was turning to go home, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a Target here that I never think to go to ever. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll stop in, and like pretty stacked for stuff like. But they had the airplane King Kong figure, the NECA one.
Yeah.
That I've never seen anywhere else. It was just at this one random Target. And I messaged you. I was like, you want one? Because they're here. And you're like, I pass on this.
Yeah, I'm not looking to complete the NECA King Kong set. I get the poster variant one, I get the regular one, and then I get the one that came with like the two the pit creature and like the pterodactyl or whatever.
I also have those three. And I saw this one there, and I was just like, you know what? Might as well get it.
So, well, that completes both the Godzilla and the Kong sets for you, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I really wish they did more with the diversity of these figures, because they're basically the same exact figure, head to toe.
Yeah. All the Kongs are very similar. That's why I. But seeing you right now with it in person, that plane, the biplane is awesome.
The plane is very good. Very detailed. There's a propeller on it that looks like it's in perpetual motion, and it actually spins too, so you can spin it too. But like it just like even still, it looks like it's moving. Kind of. It's got a really good paint job on it.
It looks very similar to like, have you seen like the Ninja Turtles, like the Michelangelo one, where it's like the nunchuck that he holds has like a similar effect in the front. Yeah, it's
like that, but like even inside, there's like a pilot and a gunner.
Yeah.
in the plane, it's like a 1920s style plane, 30s style plane. But like even still, like very little people in there that like you could see the gunner just like it looks really cool, like very detailed. The wheels on it
the wheels turn? Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, oh shit.
I just saw the wheels now. I was like, but they don't have to. But like the Kong itself is pretty much the same as all the other NECA Kongs. There is a new head though.
Right, so this also comes with two heads, right?
It comes with two heads. It comes with like the 33 head that you see in all the other figures, but it also has like a mouth closed angry head, and so I have that one on here because it's a brand new different head, and I think it's really cool. It's like that 33 style. He's got like the pointy head, up top, but his mouth is just like kind of closed and angry looking. But it also comes with the wrist chains. So that it's like good for the New York scene.
Yeah.
So I'd say overall, it's probably my favorite of the four Kongs. Like I like the one with the two little monsters because you can make it look like Kong's about to eat them. You know.
Oh, I have one on his shoulder, and I actually have them both on his shoulder.
They're
his pals.
I have both of them in their hands. It looks like Kong's about to eat the guy. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a little commentary on the two of us. I made them pals, you made them dinner.
Yeah.
So,
but like, you can pose them however you want. Like I can always change it up if I want to.
You could, but you won't.
I won't.
Yeah.
I like it too much the way it is. So overall, it's a very good figure. It's very well built. You could knock someone out with it very easily. Like it's definitely a weapon. But despite the fact that they're very, very similar, it's probably my favorite of the Kongs. Like the original Kong that comes in like the brown box is probably the worst. And then
but it's still really good.
It's still really good. I'm just saying it's the worst of the four.
Yeah.
Just because it's so plain.
Right.
I like the Jeff Hardy one.
Oh, the poster one. Yeah.
I like that one. I like the dinner one. And but this one's the best.
No surprise, we got 4 of these Kongs, and we did not get like one not official Fey Rays, but like we did not get like one little Fey Rage like put in Kong's hand.
Right. And that's the thing, like the little people on the plane, like it's I wouldn't say it's to scale with like the 33 Kong because like they're very little. It's probably more to scale with like Skull Island Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the plane should be a little bit bigger.
Right. But like it's big enough to where like you can place it in Kong's hand as
Right,
he's holding
right,
it, and
right.
it's a cool figure.
Right. I think there is something about like that they have to like they can't like say it's a 33 Kong anyway. So
right.
like they could have a little creative licensing freedom, but yeah, why we need if we get one more Kong that has a Fey Ray, like or Fey Ray like generic Fey Ray that like can go in Kong's hand, I'd probably get that.
Yeah, I mean that's really the only thing that's missing from any of these is like the Fey Ray thing. But overall, like I said, this figure is very good. If you don't have any of them, I would recommend the plain one first, the face paint one second, the little guy one third, and then the plain one fourth. Or not the plain one, like the original with like nothing going on.
The biplane or the plane?
The airplane, and then like the
This
regular.
is becoming a Who's on First skit.
I yes.
Yeah, they're all fantastic.
I'd like to abort and Costello this segment now.
It's funny how like I owned prior to GVK and like the NECA Kong line, I owned very few King Kong figures. And
Right.
now it's like I got like shelves full of them. So,
I probably like Kong more than you do anyway, just because like, you know, growing up, like me and my grandfather used to watch it. Like,
no, I like Kong Large. There's not a lot of like just readily available merchandise out there.
agree. I'm just saying, like, from a sentimental standpoint,
Oh, sure.
there might be a little bit more from me than you, but Godzilla, obviously, you more than me. Like,
Yeah.
even though I like Godzilla more than Kong.
I don't know. They're all. Kong has just always been the same world as Godzilla. I've always said, you know, Kong is just as much part of Godzilla's world as King Gider or Mechagodzilla. It's that son of a bitch Gamera. So that's we got to focus on the real enemy here. And I'm just kidding. I like Gamera, but
The real enemy is Matt.
oh, shout out to the Atomic Turtle podcast coming back.
Yeah.
So, listen, all those years I've heard like, oh, Godzilla vs. Kong, they're gonna have another rematch. Who wants to? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Again, they're in the same world. They're in the same universe. But whenever people go, oh, Godzilla versus Gamera, who's gonna win? Godzilla's gonna fucking kill Gamera.
There was a very cool like fan made thing that was done like a month or two ago
Sure.
about that.
Yeah. Well, they better end it right. So.
You are very, very into this.
I'm
right
serious about this.
now.
Yeah.
You're looking at me like
This is a
1,000-yard
Oh
stare.
yeah. Hey, we gotta go on Twitter and talk about GVK and blah 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 blah. You know how long this shit's been going on for since the fucking 90s, dude. So, you know, let's keep it real here. Godzilla's gonna win. Let's keep it real. So,
I love it. I love how fired up you are right now. Right now.
That's all I got to say about that.
I actually watched Forrest Gump earlier this week too, so that's kind of funny to me.
I wasn't even referencing that.
That's all I have to say about that.
You know, Godzilla looks at Gamera and goes, you don't have anything I want.
They're not equals.
You don't have anything I want, Gamera. I don't want these dumb little kids you hang out with. I don't want your watch.
Unless Godzilla is like full-blown GMK heel.
No, then evil will reign supreme.
Like, I really don't see them ever fighting because they'd be like natural allies. Like, maybe if like Mechagodzilla, Apex was building another Mechagodzilla, like Godzilla could confuse the signal for Gamera again. Yeah.
Maybe, and then afterwards, I think, and you know, him and Khan, they had a little handshake and walk away. I think if you're redoing that movie, but with Gamera, I think after that fight, Godzilla goes, Gamera, it's time to let you go, and breaks his neck.
So Godzilla is Keith Lee and Gamera is Isaiah Cassidy.
Yes. It's just at the end of the day, Godzilla's just got to let Gamera go. Just got to let him go.
We need Gamera. The world
The world
needs him.
needs him.
Well, anyways. back to the kayfabe section of the podcast, where it's all things kayfabe here, all our secrets.
That's right.
OIWF time, of course, as the music indicated.
We're in the midst of a giant Power Rangers invasion on your side of the world.
The Power Rangers came in, got the job done. They won their tag match against the NWO and are back in Angel Grove fighting the good fight.
So they work the territory and they're out. Or are we going to see them again?
I think we'll see them again. I don't think it's over just yet.
Yeah.
But they have Rita and Zed to deal with. So, this is just sort of like a what do they call it when Japanese wrestlers go to other territories? Excursion.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. They're going from New Japan, doing a little tour with Noah.
Correct.
Yeah,
exactly.
maybe a little Dragon Gate appearance.
Yeah. They go to CMLL. They go to
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The real international tours. Yeah.
Right. But they'll be back. I got the figures. I actually have something planned for a Mid-Pacific title. Coming up. Because I do have all those tiny figures that I do nothing with.
Sure, yeah.
But the real news on my side of the island was the big Super Bowl card. Don't sue me, because it says figure fed.
You said the forbidden phrase.
Yeah. So we had another battle royal, which was won by my main Dandai. Mecha King Ghidorah.
Oh boy. The year 2022 has been the year of second chances already for some figures.
It was a lot of second chances here. A lot of guys or kaiju who have not been getting the spotlight lately. But we had a battle royal to decide the number one contender for the Real World's Championship, the NWO Championship, and now we have Shin Godzilla versus Mecha King Ghidorah coming up for the Real World's Championship. We also had a battle for the Interkaijunental Championship, which was Burning Godzilla defending his championship against Playmates Kong.
Oh boy.
It was a war. It was a war to settle the score. One of the biggest matches in history. Still your Intercontinental champion, NECA Burning Godzilla. The most successful Intercontinental champion of all time.
It's good to see Playmates Kong getting nothing can replace television time.
There's still a lot of hurt between Cursed Order Toho and Cursed Order Legendary. That bridge has not been mended, so they're still at war with each other. But they've also been on sabbatical too since the new year. Gave them some time off to heal their wounds because they were in some wars.
Sure, yeah.
But now they're back. Kong put up the good fight. There was no interference. It was just a one-on-one match. And the NWO reigned supreme. But with Dandai, Mecha King Ghidorah, challenging now for the Real World's Championship, what will happen? Who knows?
So that's some exciting stuff. It was a hell of a day on the big game Sunday. I don't want to get sued. So so on my side of the island, it was a little slow because some of the talent you were scouting, we had to kind of sign the contracts. We had to get the ink to dry on those contracts, but there's some new faces coming in. But going into 2022, there had been a lot of focus on the Mid-Atlantic title and the world title. And as you had rightfully pointed out, the tag titles sometimes have been very overlooked. And I think there's going to be a lot of focus on the tag titles in the coming weeks.
Cool.
And, we don't know what this means, but the World Toy, the not sinister at all, World Toy Organization, represented by Ms Namikawa, has
the best thing we've ever done. It's all you, but
has sent a letter to OIWF management saying that the World Toy Organization will have a tag team. They would like to start working their way up the rankings. Does this mean that's going to include Imperial Godzilla? I don't know.
Oh my!
I don't know. But also, of course, the former champions, also the most dominant champions on the side of the island, the Trendmasters of the Universe, Gigan and Biolante. I mean, they're obviously going to want in on this too. And I think Trendmasters Varan, TMV, if you will, and Bandai Titanosaurus. I think they're going to have some long weeks ahead of them. The champs are going to have to have their heads on a swivel, as one would say. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be, and then of course once we get through that, then of course the picture's going to shift back to the Mid-Atlantic title and the OIWF world title pictures. So
yeah, so we've pretty much done a full brand split at this point.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
I'm more on the Playmates NECA thing. You're more on the Trendmasters
hodgepodge, but
you have a lot more to.
I mean,
to deal with than I do.
I don't know what's going on with this World Toy Organization. I mean, is the power going to shift? I mean, it seems like their pockets are endlessly deep. I
have one more thing to bring up. So since my side of the island got the Playmates Heat Ray Mecha Godzilla, he is pledging for the NECA World Order.
Oh,
he's not going to the Cursed Order Legendary because there's a lot of bad beef between
of course,
him and Godzilla, obviously.
Of course.
But he is pledging for the NECA World Order, and he's sort of like their recruit now. Their little lackey. So expect that to play a part.
He's going to be fetching them some White Claws after the matches.
He's definitely going to be in the shower watching their backs.
He's going to be making sure the claws are on ice, chilled on ice appropriately.
He'll be doing their laundry, carrying their bags.
Yep.
Paying his dues.
That's
he is their Louis Piccoli.
Hopefully this is what you got to do. You got to pay your dues, kid.
Right.
Pay your dues.
So that'll do it for the OIWF segment, I think.
Yeah. Big things on the horizon.
Next episode, we're finishing the Mothra trilogy. We have Rebirth of Mothra 3, which, I'm
optimistic for it.
Fingers crossed it'll be better than 2.
I think it just has to be.
Yeah.
You can't have King Gider in a movie and have it. It's almost like by default, it just has to be better. And I know very little about this next movie.
What's the worst King Ghidorah movie that we've seen?
Would
it be the 90s King Ghidorah?
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are bad, though.
Because I do like that movie. I think it's a little far-fetched, but
yeah, it's very...
The actual action scenes, to me, are some of the best in the series, because when you get that hook from Mecha King Ghidorah going towards Godzilla, I think that's one of the best shots in the entire franchise.
The movie is very entertaining. It's just the story makes no sense at all. So, I guess, it's probably my least favorite.
Maybe Gigan?
No, I love... I find myself just randomly putting Godzilla versus Gigan on during the day and just watching it going I was like, this is one of the easiest Godzilla movies to just watch. It's just I'm having this newfound appreciation for it's silly, funny, good. I love the fight at the end. The fight is one of my favorite.
No. I'm not taking anything away from the fight at the end. Yeah,
but it's you get the random hippie holding people up with
the corn.
And it's all the human characters are pretty entertaining and stuff. And it's just such an easy movie to watch.
Like I said, I watched early in the episode. I watched King of the Monsters recently again, and man, King Ghidorah is so awesome in that movie.
Yeah, I think I am going to go with the 90s 91 King Ghidorah as probably being my least favorite King Ghidorah,
and it's still good.
It's still good. Yeah, they're all good. That movie's just it's got the hazy era kind of bloat a little bit.
But, but for sure.
When it's awesome, it's really awesome.
For sure. And I think King of the Monsters might be my favorite King Ghidorah appearance.
Yeah,
even though a lot of people might disagree with me and balking at what I just said, for me,
I mean, that's a great King Ghidorah in that movie.
It's more of a because it's in Boston too, and it destroys Fenway Park, and I kind of feel all that Red Sox inclusion was just sort of hey Chris, we're gonna make a Godzilla movie for you.
That place is a dump. Tear it down. Tear it right down.
That was my hot take for a long time. People did not like me for saying that either. Ooh.
Actually, I don't even give a shit about baseball. And even I can't really say that you should tear it down, Fenway Park, even though it is a dump. But
it's just such a great stadium, though.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, no, there. In all seriousness, it is.
Really, you have the awkward triangle in center field. You have the giant wall in right field.
Yeah, it's
Oh, excuse me, left field.
no,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be able to correct you,
Yeah.
but but no, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Monster Zero and Ghidra still Ghidra the three-headed monster still tops for me.
Sure.
I mean, actually,
Totally.
those are like in like my top like 5 or 6 Godzilla movies.
Right,
So.
right. And that's why it's good to have different perspectives on here. For me, like, I'm just watching that movie and like Ghidorah's head regrows. I'm just like,
Oh, you know what?
this is so good.
Is Shirel Monsters maybe the worst Ghidorah movie?
Ooh,
Because Shirel Monsters is actually
good
very
point.
boring for what it is.
Good point. Yeah. I think we ranked it pretty low. I think that you might be right. We might have some common ground where that is probably our collective least favorite appearance of King Ghidorah.
It could be. The spectacle at the end though is just so hard to beat though.
Right.
No, I'm gonna stick with the 90s one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might go Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah, but it's I think those are the bottom two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still really like the 90s one too.
Yeah.
I like Destroy All Monsters too. I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's
It hits a hard lull at a couple points.
yeah.
And that's
You're just waiting for the end at a certain point.
Yeah.
Where I feel like other movies, like there's enough sprinkled in to really enjoy the movie. Like in Invasion of the Astro Monster, like you're in outer space and Godzilla does the dance.
Yeah, just a little dance. You got Nick Adams being Nick Adams all over the place. You have Ms Namikawa representing the Not Sinister at All World Tour Organization. Like, and that's like the movie. Like Godzilla's literally in that movie for 5 minutes.
Right.
Literally for 5 minutes.
Right, but he's used well. And
Yeah, it's
like
like-
Rodan's in it too. Like it's just a solid movie.
That's like a movie. Like, I don't often show my wife Godzilla movies because like she doesn't give a shit, and I'm not gonna like try to make her give a shit or anything. But like, I think it was like for my birthday, or I think one of those times when we celebrate Godzilla's birthday, I was like, oh, I'll try to like I'll put one on that like you would maybe enjoy too. And I just took like a leap with like Astro Monster, and she goes, this is like legitimately really good. Like she goes, I've seen the other ones that you watch. And she's like, I don't really get them, or not. She doesn't get them. She's like they're just kind of whatever. But she's like this is like legitimately entertaining like the whole way through.
Yeah,
It's fucking great. Great
I
movie.
think I gave that one a 4.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite movie for a long time, and I think it's still like in the top 3. But I think as I really sit down and think about it, I think Mothra versus Godzilla is probably the best Godzilla movie
Okay.
of all time, in my personal rankings.
GMK all the way.
That top 5, that top 5, I just kind of feel like they're all kind of like I don't know. I'm starting to hate this. Like, well, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. I just go like, there's a top 5, and they're all just fucking
No,
perfect.
we're gonna do it right here and right now. We're finishing the episode with our Mount Rushmore of Godzilla movies.
Okay. Why don't you go first?
I gotta go first?
I need a
Okay.
moment to like
Fair
process.
enough.
I need a moment to process.
Fair enough.
You sprung that on me. I need a moment to process.
So obviously the original is on there.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
GMK is on there.
Okay. Yeah.
This is where it gets real shitty.
Yeah.
King of the Monsters, legendary.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Just. It was just. He was like, you gave me a look as you said it. That made me laugh. So. I'm not laughing at the take. I was just laughing at the delivery.
And I gotta go Shin Godzilla for number 4.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like Shin Godzilla is like, it's not just a good movie to watch, but it's also like socially very important too. And I don't feel that way about pretty much any other Godzilla movie except for like the original. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like Shin Godzilla really captures like that like existential threat and like more so captures like the human response than anything else. And I think that's what makes it really a phenomenal movie. So I'm going to go Shin Godzilla. So King of the Monsters, which I think is a better movie than GVK, even though I probably enjoy watching GVK more.
Yeah. It's
If that
actually
makes any
surprised
sense.
that GVK didn't.
King of the Monsters is just a better movie overall.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree.
I
but-
just enjoy watching
Gotcha.
GVK more
I see,
than it.
yeah.
But that being said, I have to give King of the Monsters the nod for the Legendary series.
Yeah.
So that's my Mount Rushmore. 54, King of the Monsters, GVK, or GMK, and Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, actually, I'm not. I guess I'm going to share half your movies. Like, so 54 and Shin, I'll definitely say around the Mount Rushmore. Then I'd probably say Mothra versus Godzilla and Astro Monster would round up my Mount Rushmore. Although there is still that part of me, just like I said when we record the episode, that like I almost feel like Godzilla versus Megalod. Shit, like that's literally the movie that changed my life. So
Right.
it's almost like
That's like how you feel about that movie is how I feel about GVK.
that changed your life pretty late in life.
Yeah. 37-year-old man just being like, having this awakening where it's like, oh, a Godzilla movie could just be nothing but like jaw-dropping action the entire time. And I don't have to give a shit about any of these people.
I more meant it in the sense like, oh, this was like this Godzilla thing. I should get into this more, and then set me down that path.
Yeah, I was already getting into the Godzilla thing. This is more or less like finally, with me 3:00 in the morning, just being like, finally, there was a Godzilla movie made specifically for me and nobody else.
I try to go like, what if I had a fifth? What would the fifth be?
The honorable mention, yeah.
I mean, I really wouldn't give it to Megalon. I don't know. Maybe it would.
I'm gonna go Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster.
I was actually gonna say that too. I was like, it's either that or Gider, or maybe the original King Kong versus Godzilla. That's a great one.
Number 6, obviously, Megajairus.
Oh no, what am I talking about? Honorable mention, Hedorah.
Hedorah. There
what
you
am
go.
I talking about?
There you go.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Yeah, what am I talking about? That's I think it's because like my opinion of that, like when I was like younger, I was like, that movie was too weird. It's too crazy. And then
as you get older, you watch a few David Lynch movies, and you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, this is like the best thing ever. This movie's like insane, and it's like, I mean, we're gonna do like a drinking game to that like every year now.
Probably,
like,
yeah.
So it like people like Quiet Dan or whatever we call Silent
Dan.
Like he doesn't give a shit about Godzilla movies. He can watch that with us and go, this is entertaining. I mean, he doesn't care how many times he sees it. Like, it's still funny to him.
Yeah. And I enjoy it too. So it's an art house Godzilla movie.
Yeah, it's God, so unique. I remember that was always back in the 90s. Like again, like these like G-Fan like reader polls and stuff. That and Godzilla's Revenge were always the two bottom movies.
I can understand Godzilla's Revenge a lot, but maybe not Hedorah so much.
I just think it's because like everyone like, again, keep in mind, everybody was loving the 90s series. And like it was just like, I think personal tastes were just like, that's weird. We want the very kind of paint by numbers, like Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. We want this formulaic Godzilla stuff that's going on right now. And this being so weird, don't get it. So bottom of the barrel for you. With Megalon. Megalon was always at the bottom.
So you like a lot of the woke Godzilla movies?
Oh, is that what it is?
I do too.
I like the movies. I like the movies and stuff with something to say.
Right.
And Hedorah's got something to say. Singular Point's got something to say. Shin Godzilla's got something to say. I enjoy walking away from them and going like, it was like, I get to think about that for a while.
Yeah.
That's
cool. I like thinking about the movies I watch too. So that's good.
Yeah. I'm like, what did it all mean? What did it all mean? I like that. That's whatever. Now we're just really padding this out.
I don't think it's bad. We're just kind of shooting the stuff.
We're just riffing.
Yeah.
Just riffing.
But I always like because it's like, who cares about the Mount Rushmore of.
Right. Yeah.
It's such a bullshit thing to say, but I just wanted to throw it on you just for fun.
Well, one day we'll do like a top 10 and they'll get like really challenging.
Yeah, because that's a good thing about there's so many Godzilla movies that like AVGN did like a top 10 Godzilla movies and like left off GMK, gave it like an honorable mention. But I'm like, no. Like GMK is like the starting point for me. Like if I were recommending it, so it's like completely different from like person to person.
Yeah.
And like, again, just because there's so many, like I want to meet the person who's like, no, you got to start off with like Son of Godzilla with like the weird frog looking Godzilla suit. And then you go to like Godzilla's Revenge, and then you go to 98. Just like you really just like scrape the bottom of the barrel. I don't want to meet that person. Just
the one thing also like it was like I said when we did the episode too is like my problem with Godzilla's Revenge is like everyone goes, oh well, it's a good heartwarming story. No, the kid joins the bullies in the end.
Yeah,
he doesn't like learn the right lesson. He like joins the bad kids.
Yeah,
but also the fact that it's like just all stock footage. I was like, it's a clip show. But like, even if you remove that, and you're like, well, what's the meaning here? I was like, that you joined the bullies?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not.
He doesn't want to hang out with Minula all day. Oh, I don't got no friends.
Yep. He's like, well, Minula, I beat up the kid in the gang. Now I'm going to join. Now I'm going to lead the gang. You know, like that's. Yeah, it's the wrong message. It's the wrong message.
Clean out your shorts. Torsten lives in the master now. That's a righteous gemstone.
Okay.
Reference there.
My wife was watching that the other night, and I said,
Oh.
I said, you have something in common with Kess.
Eric Roberts is a sleazy indie wrestling promoter.
That's how I knew what it was, because
Yeah.
I heard you talk about it, and I walked past the TV, and I saw that, and I said, there
Oh,
you go.
mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Matt understands the Eric Roberts joke. I'm fake obsessed with him. Like, you know.
Well, hopefully he's still listening. Well, I don't know. Anything else?
Yeah, I just want to leave the listeners with this. At the end of the Mothra song that I recorded, the last two notes are like a sad Sega.
Good ref. Good ref.